This is Lansdowne Road, the voice of the fans, and today we're going to be talking about Troy Parrott, who cannot stop scoring. Is Robbie Brady out for September? And Super Ryan Manning pulling off a super strike in their win over Wrexham. It's Lansdowne Roar, and we're live. How's it going? David Dunn here, joined by Conor McAvoy. And you're very welcome to another episode of Lansdowne Roar live. Slightly later starting time this week. As you can see, I'm still not back in London. I'm still in the good old Republic of Ireland. And yes, fucking insects. Sorry, I shouldn't have sworn a couple first minute into it. It's supposed to weigh about 2 minutes for the algorithm on YouTube. But speaking of which, if you haven't already, please do subscribe to the YouTube channel. Head over to Facebook, Instagram, and our Twitter account. And if you're listening to an audio version of this over on lansdowneroad.ie or wherever you get your podcasts, give us a 5-star review. You know, it makes sense. And of course, a big hello to our subscribers on Lansdowne Roar Plus, enjoying all the extra content. Hold on, let me get a little picture up here. Where was it? There we go. Lansdowne Roar Plus, and of course, you too can... sorry, Connor, I don't know what he's doing there. He's moving stuff all over the place. Yeah, if you haven't already, head over to Lansdowne Roar Plus and you can subscribe for $4.99 wherever you are, whatever currency you're living on there. You get some extra content. You're right there, Connor. You're splurging. You're making all sorts of noises.
I thought I put myself on mute. I thought I did probably have.
You really did.
But you forgot to mention, why else should people subscribe this month? It's not just for our content that obviously we put up at the weekend, Dave. If you remember, we put up a video of our Premier League predictions of who we are from 1 to 20, how we think is going to fix. There are a few bold predictions in there actually. And you had yourself and Martin had the second episode of Roar Retro, which was when what was the title when England took over Lansdowne Road, or when England
took when they smashed up Lansdowne Road. That is available there.
And as well as that, we have a massive giveaway for everyone who subscribes in the first month, Dave.
We do.
I don't know why it's there. There we go.
Don't know what you're doing there, Connor.
I don't know. It started to ask me, did I want a screen share on the TV? I know I'm all right. But yeah, anyone who subscribes before the 31st of August, live on stream on the 1st of August, on our transfer deadline day stream, which will hopefully be entertaining, we will be announcing the winner of our Ferguson shirt giveaway. Anyone who purchases Lansdowne Roar Plus in the very first month of launch will be automatically entered in a giveaway for an Evan Ferguson jersey. Even if you didn't want it for yourself, you want it for, I don't know, a kid, a family member, or sell it, you can win either the home jersey or the away jersey or the third jersey of your choice, and we will buy it and we'll post it out to you, and it's for some lucky person who signs up to Roar Plus in the first month. And yeah, so obviously the link to all that is in the description, Dave. And Dave, as well as that, sorry for all the promotion, it's the last week that we can nominate Lansdowne Roar for the Football Content Awards for nominating us for Best International Podcast, which I think is worth shouting us out, and could be a way if you're not interested in Roar Plus, but you like what we do. I was going to say what I do. Maybe you like me, not Dave, but yeah, you can see the link in the description as well. I put that there earlier as well. If you click that and fill out the Google form and nominate us, and hopefully we will be, I think by the end of the week, I think it's when the nominations closes, and then it goes to, hopefully we are selected to go to the public vote and the judges vote, and then just link in description.
So go down to that description. Go down to that description or in the description and hit, go into that link and, nominate us. It makes sense. And of course, this is Irish football's most interactive podcast. As you know, see the comments coming in there. Get involved. Leave a comment. Get involved. What do you want to talk to us about? Do you want to talk to us about what we're talking about? Do you want to raise something else? Keep it classy, but we're here for you. Not like Martin, who only got back from Ireland today. So, but we are here for you for the next hour and 20 odd minutes. So make use of it if you will. Right, Connor. First thing we want to talk. Hello, Connor. What do you want to talk about first? Tell me.
Will we talk about the greatest striker of all time? Troy Deeney, Parrott.
Troy Parrott scoring a brace on the weekend. Of course. I mean, how many goals this season has he got? Seven.
It's seven.
7 goals. Got a brace on the opening weekend of the Eredivisie. So that lad is on fire. And I tell you what, it couldn't be coming at a better time as well, Connor. He's just taken up where he left off, really, hasn't he? Which is fantastic for the boy.
Yeah. Because I think even though it's 7 goals, the Conference League goals are a bit, because he's playing against, was it Ilves from Finland, and then he's playing Vaduz from Liechtenstein during the week, who are a bit of, it's like, can we really count them towards his overall tally? We will.
Yes, but we can.
We'll take it with a bit of a pinch of salt. But anyway.
No, Connor, we will not.
2 goals the other day. Okay, then we're at 7 goals in 4 games.
This is raw.
Yeah.
This is raw, unadulterated.
Monday Night Raw. Well, it is Monday Night Raw.
It is Monday Night Raw. Yeah, and we did have a shit ton about it at the beginning. You don't have to wait 25 minutes for an intro. Martin isn't on, so there you go.
But yeah, what a start to the season from him. Seems talking about how good he feels, and he's really he's like just tearing it up. He scored the penalty, obviously, which is you just expect. You expect player visibility to always score their penalties. And then did you see? I don't know if you've seen it because you were away at the weekend, but did you see his second goal? How outrageous of a finish it was. Everyone's saying how much it reminds him of the goal he scored for Ireland 21s against Sweden. I think he scored. I think he scored. No, it wasn't. It was a similar type of finish, but it wasn't the exact same type of goal. But yeah, it was a really, really, really good finish from a player who just seems to be getting better every week. I think the biggest thing for him this season, he needs to step up from last season, is just improving in terms of when he's one-on-one with the keeper and being more clinical when it really matters. Because I know he missed a lot of, you'd say on the stats terms, a lot of big chance misses. Even though he scored a lot, he still missed a lot. So probably the big thing is just like being more efficient in front of goal. And if he can get that to the next level, there's no doubt that massive clubs from around Europe will come calling from, because top class number 9 is hard come by these days, Daves, and we seem to have quite a few of them. And yeah, hopefully he can just kick on, because he is really given, because we all thought maybe Ferguson's going to go to Rome, he's going to automatically playing every week in Serie A, he's just going to take that number 9 jersey. But if Parrott's scoring at this rate, it's going to be hard to deny him after how well he played for us as well. We can't forget. It's fair. It's big. It's a big enough thing just saying, oh yeah, he's doing well at club level. But the last time Troy Parrott played for Ireland, he was excellent. We've seen how good he was against Bulgaria. And Ferguson, the big thing probably for Parrott's side, Ferguson's season doesn't start till the 23rd of August, which is 2 weeks away. And Parrott will have at least another 2 games of league football played ahead of him, and he has the European football played. I know they're playing Rome, we're playing friendlies, but friendlies are just friendlies at the end of the day. And then that's the squad. But the squad will obviously be picked, I think, the week after Ferguson makes his debut. But yeah, I don't know what you think of that, but it could work out in Troy's favour for September anyway.
Yeah, it could. I mean, look, Troy's on form. He does seem to get a little bit overlooked sometimes, doesn't he? But no, he's on form and he's banging them in. That's all you need. And look, we're playing Hungary at home. We're playing Armenia away. So it's not. We're not playing tippy top opposition. They probably said the same thing about us. So yeah, I think for him, as long as he's in form, he's playing in the continent. He's doing very well. He's got to keep at it. Roma play Bologna on the 23rd, so he's a little bit away off.
Don't forget he did a knock. He picked up a knock in training. Well, I don't think it was that bad, because people are seeing a lot of people getting worried now he's on the bench, but it was not. He picked up something, but he was still doing like individual training. He just wasn't in like me and group training, so obviously couldn't have been that bad. And then he came on for, was it 15 minutes? He played against Everton. This is way of building him back up. So it wasn't the worst thing in the world. Actually, it was good to see Seamus Coleman actually make his first appearance of pre-season. That I know you all are just going to think me and Prendy because of saying that he's going to captain us to the World Cup, but no, it just in natural terms, because especially the worst thing for a footballer really is just constant injuries, even at his age. Like the mental struggle it puts on a player's head when you're putting all this work in to be ready for the weekend, or when you get injured to come back. And Coleman, how many times has he got injured, got himself fit again, looks flying fit, and then is injured within another 2 weeks after. So it's just good to see him back on the pitch, really.
2 minutes, more like it. I actually wasn't smiling at that. I was smiling at some of the comments. Keep those comments.
I wonder who.
Yeah. You'll see it there. We'll get to those in a second. Keep your comments. We will get to those in about 20 or so minutes. Get involved. It's Irish football's most interactive podcast. Just under 700 of you watching us here in just under 11 minutes. Fantastic here on Monday night. Thank you very much. And of course, next, yes.
Will we just on the relation of Troy Parrott and scoring goals, Dave? I think we've another thing we've done. I think it goes in well there. To talk about goals and put Troy Parrott. Dave, go on. You can
basically, you can see there we're sound chaps, no matter what Celtic Symphony might think. But basically, yes, we are in partnership with Head in the Game, as you can see there. And for every Irish player that scores in the top flight, or not top flight, sorry, in their respective leagues, not including League of Ireland, we will donate €1. So 3 players scored, €3, and that's it.
It was it's the top. What it is? It's the top 5 leagues, the Championship, and the Eredivisie. So obviously we had Ryan Manning's goal, which we'll talk about in a minute, plus Troy Parrott scoring them 2 goals. It started on Friday night with that Ipswich Birmingham game. Obviously there was no Irish goals, but so for every goal scored by every single Irish player in all respective leagues, we will donate €1 each. So €9 to charity after one weekend of only really half of our Irish players playing, or maybe 3/4, you might say. It's a good going, and by the way, if anyone wants to join in, the link is in the description to the Head and Game website, where you can just go on and donate to the link there, and you can either match our donation if you want to match it, or join in for 1 week, or make your own donation to the Head in the Game.
Absolutely. So get involved with Head in the Game. It's a fantastic cause there. So every player that scores in those respective leagues, Irish players, we donate €80. So there you go, €3, €9 raised already for charity. It's only day one. So another goal scorer here, Ryan Manning. There he is. Came on. He's literally, I think it was his first kick of the game. Came on as a sub with about 20 minutes to go, or no, about 10 minutes ago, I think, was it? And then basically hit an absolute whirly of a free kick. After Gavin Bazunu made a potential match-winning save when they were 1-0 down to Wrexham. Yeah. That was the equalizer, wasn't it? And then they got a late winner.
He was heavily involved in the winner as well.
Yeah, so fantastic. The heartbreak for James McLean, but sure, that's how it goes, James.
Yeah.
But James. Poor James. But there you go. I mean, he did come on as a sub. We'll get to Oibig.
Did you see? James isn't on it. But anyway, did you see poor James getting a lot of abuse on Twitter? It was like, all the people who just love to rattle him up and hate him and just saying the things things you love to see. And it's like James McLean came on with 10 minutes to go, Wrexham 1-0 up, and then he gets the yellow card and Wrexham end up losing 2-1, and they're like 2-1. It's like, that's the James McLean effect. So all the English people love him, but don't worry, he wasn't at fault for anything, so you can't really blame him. But it is that sort of thing. It's how it goes around comes around, isn't it? They're gonna, when they get their opportunity to strike, they're gonna strike. But that. And he came on, I think it was 78 minutes he came on, so he got 20 minutes. It was actually his first goal for Southampton, which I didn't actually realise, which is mad to think that was only his first goal after he's coming into his 3rd season at the club, and it was an absolutely world-class strike. I've seen a lot of people saying, how has he not been taking set pieces for Ireland? I wonder to see him sometimes himself. I think it's when doesn't Brady give you that false hope, Dave? He will put one world-class delivery in, like in Finland to Liam Scales, which he scored, and in every other set piece for the next 2 years will hit the first man. But like Ronaldo, remember Ronaldo, he'd score one knuckleball free kick and then he wouldn't score free kick for another 10 years, but he has to take it no matter what. But I did see some comments on my Twitter saying, Robbie Brady, thank God, hopefully he won't have to take stuff anymore, because he wants to take the throw-ins, he wants to take kick off, he wants to wash the kits, he wants to fill everyone's water up for them at this stage. So Manning was excellent when he came on, which is good to see, and playing in his natural position as a left back, not a left winger or a left number 10, which is quite disheartening at times seeing him there for Ireland, isn't it, Dave? But he done very well, and hopefully that's the confidence boost he need, because obviously he wasn't first choice heading into the first weekend. And yeah, he looked a real attacking force, which he will have to be this season, because they're going to dominate pretty much every game, aren't they? And yeah, great to see Martin's favorite player, Gavin Mizuno, make a world class save, which it was a world class save. It was seeing the commentator saying you probably won't see a better save all season. It was world class, because he is an exceptional shot stopper, and it's a pity that he's gone through a tough few years. But hopefully he can, if he reaches his potential, he could be a world class keeper. But hopefully this is the season where it all starts to click back into place.
Well, he needs, I mean, he needs to stay fit. You know, he's been very poor.
It's more consistency for me than staying fit, and because fitness, I think he's just been unlucky with that sense. But I think it's just he shows he has them raw materials to be a top class keeper. It's just he hasn't shown the consistency, and I know he has an elite mentality. Look how fast he came back from that Achilles injury. I've never seen a player come back that fast from an Achilles injury. It's just the consistency on the pitch, which I no doubt that he will develop over time. He's only he's 22, or 23, so he's a baby in football in terms when it comes to goalkeeping.
Speaking of babies, Robbie Brady, he could.
Wait, no, do you have one question for him? What do you think of this? Guess what of comments I've already seen on my post. You know, when he made that save, guess what people were saying already?
What, that he should be number one?
Yeah, and he's better than Kelleher. How is he not starting for Ireland?
He's not better than Kelleher, and he should not be starting for Ireland over Queven Kelleher.
But that's not that. Yeah, the thing is, Dave, the main thing, the premise with that is not a disrespect to Gavin Mizuno. That's just how good we think Kelleher is. It's just a fact. We just think Kelleher's that good.
That's just football fans being football fans. Yeah. You know, oh my God, if he scored a goal, oh my God, he's the best striker ever, blah, blah, and people go mad for it. No, he's had a good game. But he's missed two. He's had two horrific injuries. He's missed most of the last 2 seasons. I think at club level, he hasn't been great at club level. You know, when he was in the Premier League at Southampton, a very poor Southampton side. You know, he didn't do particularly well, and his confidence was hit. So he's had a very bad time of it. And Kelleher has eclipsed him. He's just a better goalkeeper. But he's a couple of years older than Gavin Mizuno, so he's got time to catch up on him. But yeah, Kelleher, especially now, he's going to be playing week in, week out for Brentford. We hope, although I think there's a bit of an injury scare with him actually at the moment. But yeah, Kelleher is absolutely. It's just nonsense. It's just fans being a bit mad. So that's what I think of that kind of nonsense. Robbie Brady could be out of the qualifiers. Yeah, I mean, I know we touched on it there with all the set pieces, but he is a steady Eddie at left back for us, isn't he? Because we don't have really a left back other than perhaps Ryan Manning.
We do have left backs. The problem, just most of them are just shite. That's the issue. We do have left backs. It's just there's but I think Heimer's actually very happy with the left back situation. I remember he said in the presser for the last squad announcement that he's very happy with the left back situation, with having the relegation cod. But who else is there? And because he probably thinks I have 3 left backs that are experienced and they've all done well for him. O'Dowda. I think his order would probably be if they were just playing left back, I think it would be Brady, O'Dowda, then Manning. But I think if they're playing higher up, he probably, I don't know. Would he go with O'Dowda over Manning? Because remember when he was meant to play Bulgaria away, and it was meant to be O'Dowda was meant to play higher up in front of Brady. So
I think he will.
But that was just depressing. Like I might, do you know what? The press boxes, the way it overlooks the pitch. If we had to play Ryan Manning with O'Dowda in front of him, or O'Dowda with Ryan Manning in front of him against Hungary, I'm jumping off. I just can't deal with it anymore. I've been through enough of this last 4 games, or no, 3 games to see that happen. No. But yeah, it looks like Brady's gonna miss a bit of time. Picked up a calf injury. I think it was behind close door friendly against Man City. Which I don't like. Oh, is anyone surprised Robbie Brady's got injured? We don't know how bad it is, but the quote was weeks, but we don't know what weeks is. It's not a great quote. It's not a great term to use. Just saying, he's going to be out for weeks. But But yeah,
when he gets injured, he tends to be out for a very long time when he's injured. Like he does, he gets a bit of a spell, he gets a run of health, and then all of a sudden, bang, he just goes like that.
Yeah.
But like many people thought he was retired.
I wonder who's on. Martin.
Yeah, Martin said that. You can check the archives available on YouTube.com.
But I did say a valid point earlier. It was in June should have been the time to give Robbie Brady a couple of weeks off. He was going to get injured anyway. Being honest, he's what Robbie Brady's previous health issues have been when it comes to football, and he's always getting injured. But it should have been the opportunity to give Josh Honan a chance, or bring Will Ferry, who's obviously doing very well at Dundee United, in, or Teo Ardarmola in, or Sean Rowan in. Just give them one game, or even just experience the camp and see him in training. I know Robbie Brady's experienced head, and he is our number one left back. If we were playing tomorrow and everyone was fit, we'd still have Robbie Brady as our left back. But it's just a bit disheartening that it could have been the opportunity to bring someone else in and give them an opportunity, especially that Captain Cod wasn't selected. But hopefully he's not that serious, and it doesn't mean that we're going to see O'Dowda or Manning playing left wing. Would you? Oh, I have a question for you, Dave.
Mm-hmm.
What's that flying about? Would you take Robbie Brady being injured in September if it rules? Because say, for example, it was going to be Robbie Brady and then Ryan Manning on the left, but if it means that Ryan Manning has to play left back, and it means even Smodics, who's played on the left for us a good few times, or Rocco Vata, or Mikey Johnson, or maybe Louis Barry playing on the left, would you take that over Robbie Brady at left back?
What would I take? Sammy Smodics?
Yeah, playing that if it means that Robbie Brady's out for September, playing left mid. If it means we'll have to see Ryan Manning play left wing.
I don't know, because Smodics doesn't play very well on the left. For me, Smodics should be playing through the center. So no, I'd probably go with Manning.
You'd probably keep Brady fit, yeah.
I'd keep Brady. Yeah, Smodic for me, I've said all day, you want him doing his stuff, his damage. He's an old school street footballer on the outside edge of the box, or just on the inside edge of the box, down the center. None of this nonsense. I don't know why managers play him on the wing. He should be through the center. That is his best position. But anyway, that's just my take on it. So hopefully that answers your question. Right, shall we get into the big Connor?
Get up.
Yeah. And do you want to do the L? Do you want to upload the L midfield for me there, Connor?
There's no
midfield. No. It's not there.
All right, then work away and I'll upload the midfield.
I will. Right. Just a little bit behind the fourth wall there. Okay, let's do it. Let's go with the goalies. First big of the season. Connor's done these, so any mistakes, you blame him. Let's do it. Right, the goalies. Max O'Leary, he is injured. Here's a great start. Josh Keeley, 90 minutes and a 2-0 win over Peterborough for Luton Town. Gavin Mazoon in 90 minutes and 2-1 win over Wrexham for Southampton. Don't worry, I will update the graphics just in Ireland at the moment, so I do it. Connor, we're doing the defenders. Where's the midfielders, baby?
Yeah, it's downloading. Work away with the defenders. Defenders, we have about 27 million defenders, so you can. It has 20 minutes to upload.
That is true. That is very true. We've about 2 midfielders, so it's all right. Right, let's get into the defenders. We've already talked about the goalkeeper. Super Josh Keeley, by the way, he's
2 games, 2 clean sheets. He's flying.
Yeah.
He's I don't think he can ask for a better start. Maybe make a few more saves, because he's not had that many saves to make, but his distribution has looked really good and he's happy with how it's going. And actually on Max O'Leary, he's going to really, really struggle to get his place back when he comes back fit. Vitek, who they got from Man United on loan, was excellent the other day against Sheffield United. Obviously that was a massive win for them, but he was excellent. And I know O'Leary is the experienced head there, and he's not been, and the keeper's on loan. Clubs rather have someone there on a full-time basis, but he's going to really struggle to get back in if he keeps playing as well.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Super Josh Keeley. Defenders. Robbie Brady, he is injured for Preston, as we spoke about earlier on. Joshua Honahan, 35 minutes and 0-all draw with Galway for Shamrock Rovers. Dara O'Shea, 90 minutes and 1-1 draw with Birmingham for Ipswich Town. Liam Scales, 90 minutes and a 2-0 win over Aberdeen for Celtic. James Abanqua, 87 minutes and a 1-0 loss against Charlton for Watford. Jimmy Dunn, injured, unfortunately, QPR. Callum Dowden on new sub for Baron Garrosh. There we go, Callum. That's more like it. Mark McGuinness, 14 minutes and 2-0 win over Peterborough for Luton Town. Ryan Manning, 20 minutes and a goal in a 2-1 win over Wrexham for Southampton. Aaron Cashinen, unused sub. Jesus Christ, we're going to talk about that. Samuel Garcia McNulty, 90 minutes and a 1-0 win over FC20 for PC Tvol. And Will Ferry not in squad for Dundee United. So your boy Aaron Cashin, what's going on, man? Can't get a game for Brighton. Can't get a game for Birmingham.
I think they're just sticking with the defenders that they had last season for the time being until they show that they're not on his level. And I don't know, maybe just because he's the lone player, and my God, it'll just probably just give him a few weeks and it'll be the starting centre half. I just think one of them things where when you bring in a lone player and they start playing these other lads, yeah. But I don't think there's nothing like I wouldn't. I'm not. No, I hope not. No, but he will give him a good 2 weeks and he'll be the starting centre half. But
yeah.
He'll play tomorrow actually, because we've it's going to be a good week to watching football midweek, because tomorrow there is Shells obviously playing in Europe, and then they've all the EFL games. And just on other defenders, Jimmy Dunn had a hip injury. Don't know how bad that is. If that rules him out for September, he probably won't be picked, not to sound dismissive. I don't think he'd be picked in September if Seamus Coleman and Matt Doherty are both fit. Just the way that we play, and the fact that we can play Jacob Ryan even right back either, which looks like he's going to play probably right back this weekend, I think, Dave, because he played there last weekend against Roma. And Captain Cod seems that he's just playing in the Champions League and then they're not playing him in the league. That's 2 weeks in a row he's played the Champions League games and they're just leave him on the bench. Imagine it's just rotation, and it's if they need him.
The manager probably thought that he's played in the Champions League. He said no, Championship. He made a mistake.
Yeah, that's it. And I think Will Ferry's just being rested. Like, he's in a similar position to Cod. He's playing all the midweek European games, and then they didn't even bother put him on the bench the weekend. So obviously he's just been resting, because Dundee United's priority will probably be to qualify for the Conference League rather than just probably because they know it's a long oil season in Scotland that they can turn around. Is there any other defenders that stood out to you there? Mark McGuinness building his fitness back up after being sick. He'll be back. Hopefully he'll be back starting next week or the week after.
Just very disappointed with Aaron Cashin. Like, here we go again. Like, this poor lad can't get a game. He's at Derby playing week in, week out. Signs for Brighton, and you were telling me he's going to be the next Nesta. And then all of a sudden, he doesn't get a game. Plays like 2 games in the Premier League, like a couple of minutes, and then he goes on loan. And you think, okay, here we go. And he doesn't play. So
one weekend, calm down. 1 weekend. Go on, right. Don't. Well, you can be disappointed, but you don't have to be fucking fuming.
I'm not fuming. I'm just.
Yeah. Actually, Garcia McNulty got in the Eredivisie Team of the Week.
He's my boy. He should have been in the last squad. I don't care what anyone says. But anyway, we won't get you fired up on that one. Let's go into the midfielders. Thank you for uploading that, by the way. Jason Knight, 90 minutes and a 4-1 win over Sheffield United for Bristol City. Killian Phillips, 90 minutes and a 0 draw with Motherland for Motherwell for St. Mirren. Will Smallbone not in a squad. Trouble for cousin Will at Southampton. Jack Taylor, 90 minutes and a 1-0 draw with Birmingham for Ipswich. John Joe Patrick Finn on new sub. God, in League 2. Finn is asked. He is injured at the moment for Middlesbrough. Mark Sykes, 15 minutes and a 4-1 win over Sheffield United for Bristol City. Shouldn't have said Chris Wilder. Jason Maloney, 90 minutes and a 1-0 win over Blackburn for West Brom. Jamie McGrath, 90 minutes and an assist in a 2-2 draw against Kilmarnock for Hibs. I will update that. Boston Lawal, 71 minutes in a 3-1 derby for Stoke City. Conor Coventry, 90 minutes and a 1-0 win over Watford for Charlton. And Milanic Ali, 90 minutes in a 2-0 win over Peterborough for Luton Town. And Joe Hodge, welcome to Oi Big Joe Hodge. 90 minutes and a 3-0 loss against Sporting Braga with Tondela. Hopefully that will probably be the way his season goes. To be newly promoted Portuguese top flight. So, I mean, lots to unpack there in the midfield.
King Boston, that's a positive. Let's get the positive side of the way first because there's a few negatives there.
Where did he play?
Centre half, unfortunately. But he came off. Actually, he was the best player on the pitch. Of course, I watched. Would not miss it for the world. He was best player on the pitch. It was hands down. Yeah, he was class. And then it was a tackle. I think he went in. Mark Robbins said there was a ball he went for in the first half where he got his head cleaned off. And he was down for a couple of minutes. And then they think that it came back. It might have had a bit of concussion or just peeing in his head. That's why he came off after 71 minutes. Because Ashley Phillips, who was their probably best centre half last season, who was on loan from Spurs, re-signed on loan last week, but he hadn't played any pre-season games. I think he came in with a bit of a nickel or something, so he came on for Boston. So you hope that he will come in as centre half and then Boston will move into midfield. And they have that boy they signed from Plymouth last season who's still injured. So it's just they have no centre halves at the club at the moment that are fit for some reason, which is quite disappointing. It's disappointing to start to see this at centre half for Boston, but he's shown how good he is playing there and making it look easy before he goes back in the midfield. Joe Hodge is a big one, Dave. How long have we been talking about Joe Hodge? Like, how many years have people known about Joe Hodge and being the future of Ireland midfield? And I think he's gone to a league now that'll suit him really well. He actually played as a number 10 yesterday. But I think the big positive is that he got 90 minutes in his legs playing for them in the first league game of the season. It's all because sometimes with these lads, when they go to these countries, it can be a real drag trying to get into the team and trying to make things happen. But get 90 minutes is a big positive, even with the loss. I watched the first half and he was all right. Like, they didn't really have a huge amount of possession, but they didn't look a terrible side. They had they had a massive chance themselves early on to make it 1-0. They didn't look like it was levels between themselves and Braga. They looked like a team, I think, that should stay up if you looked off. But that's just one game I watched them. But they looked okay. They didn't look a terrible side. It looked like Braga just were more clinical, and Braga obviously at home, the home advantage and stuff. Big negative: John Joe Patrick Finn can't get a minute in the second tier of France tonight, which is quite disappointing. I did see someone comment on why he's not starting and saying about adapting to the new manager's style, but it's still not good to not get any minutes in the second tier of France. Probably shows where he's thought of right now. He's not going to get the Ireland squad for September. I think that's a straightforward point.
No, I did say to people, calm down about John Patrick Finn. I'd watched him. Good, this type of player we need, but just didn't do enough for me. And I watched him a few times in League One. When he did play for Stade Ram, and that was a very poor side. And the new manager's come in now, probably doesn't fancy him, so he's probably going to play. He'll probably end up going somewhere else. I reckon. He's just something about him, and I know people were going, "Oh my God, he did a back flick! He's amazing against Luxembourg. Wow, we get this guy in," and you're like, "No, just calm the fuck down a little bit."
It's like a real. Thinking about me, he's not, because we've heard that he's a real quiet lad. And the thing is, he has all this talent and he looks really good, but he just seems to lack like that authority or personality to demand the ball on the pitch. I just don't think he should be demanding the ball. I just feel like he can just let the game pass him by a bit, if you get me, that he doesn't.
He does his little touch. He's a bit like a Jeff Hendrick. He does his little touches to the side. It doesn't do enough. Doesn't and you're right. He doesn't impose himself in the game.
Yeah.
You're a midfielder, for Christ's sake. You got to impose yourself in the game.
Yeah, and he carries the ball really well, but it's kind of like he's just, when he gets the ball, it's like one of them people, like when you get the ball he makes, but it's like getting him the ball. It's like he's still very young, like Dave. He's so much time to develop, and he still is in a country where he probably doesn't even speak the language fluently yet. But it's not the start we wanted for a young lad who we hope can one day start for Ireland. But yeah, disappointing. And cousin Will Martin's probably crying. I'm not too worried that he's not playing because I hope he gets out of Southampton. The fans there are quite bitter to him. Not bitter, but like reluctant to praise him anymore. They're kind of sick of looking at him. Honestly, he's been there since a 9-year-old. It's just he struggled last year in the Prem. Isn't it always a thing with an academy player, as much as they love them, they always have the shiny new toy, and they'd rather bring in a lad for 10, 15 million even than just stick with the lad that's been there a while. And yeah, he was really good this season. They got promoted under Russell Martin. He was poor last year, but no, I just think he needs a move. I think he could go to Serie A and do really well. I think he's just because he is a really, really good technical player, but off the ball defensively, he's a liability because he struggles movement wise getting around the pitch. But I really like him as a player, and I think if he went abroad, out of England, he would do quite well. And it mightn't be the worst thing that he's being left. It seems like he's been injured at the moment, but in the last preseason game, he was left out. He was one of only 2 players not to be used, and then he wasn't involved in the Brighton friendly, and then wasn't involved the other day, which they say is injury, but I wouldn't be shocked if he left before the end of the window. And it's probably a good thing, because if he wants to start for Ireland, maybe he might want to get out of the champ. Also, just an injury front, Finn Azaz is supposedly back this week. Rob Edwards said, which is a good thing. And even if hopefully a Palace move might happen, even though we've seen today that they're not going to be in the Europa League, which might affect finances a good bit, because they'll probably go from wanting to get far. I'd imagine the financial thing of being in the Europa League is still a massive difference because of how hard they fought to try and get back into it. But yeah, they're still going to be in Europe, and their squad is quite thin. And thank God they beat Liverpool the other day, but they still have a very thin squad, and Arsenal still want to sign Eze. And even if Eze, the thing is, Dave, even if I know you're going to go on with Liverpool, but even if Eze stays, they still need more options. So I wouldn't be shocked. And yeah, he's a top class player, and we need him fully fit for September.
Yeah, well, I'm. Who's that?
The King is
Finn Azaz again. I thought, like, well, small bones are steady on. Yeah, I'm. Well, that's what you get for beating Liverpool yesterday. Southampton losing not Southampton, Crystal Palace losing their appeal today. Anyway, let's move it on to the attackers. Forwards. Right, Adam Ida, 60 minutes and a 2-0 win over Aberdeen for Celtic. Casey McAteer, 15 minutes and a 2-1 win over Sheffield Wednesday for Leicester. Troy Parrott, 87 minutes and 2 goals and a 4-1 win over Groningen. Sammy Smolich, 68 minutes. That was it, and a 1-1 draw with Birmingham. Sinclair Armstrong, 10 minutes in a 4-1 win over Sheffield United for Bristol. Mikey Johnson in on use of for West Brom. Rokavata injured for Watford. And Tom Cannon, 30 minutes in a 4-1 loss against Bristol City for Sheffield United. I need to update that picture. Chidozie Ogbeni, 68 minutes in a 1-1 draw there. Good to see him back. And Tyler Goodrum, 87 minutes in a 1-0 loss against Portsmouth for Oxford. And Idemo Amaku, 9 minutes in a 2-1 win over Norwich. So there you go. A bit of a mixed bag there, really. Adam Ida, not really.
No, it's not a mixed bag. It was all crap.
Yeah, it was dreadful. Again,
it was one of the worst weekends for wingers, and it's looking really bad for the wingers coming up to thingy. Vrakovata, I was told that he's only out for a week, so it should. I don't know if he'll play in the cup games this week or they'll save him for the weekend, but it's not bad because they put out saying it was a hamstring injury, and you always fear the worst of the hamstring injury, but it's not meant to be long term at all. Johnson didn't play, which is not a good. I feel bad for him after, because you said, Dave, didn't you predict to be the most improved player because of how you think he'll respond?
I thought I'd give him kick up the arse, which doesn't really seem to be happening at the moment.
Yeah, he could be. I don't know if he's sulking or just the manager just went with other options in the day. But yeah, maybe he could still be going out the door, Dave, and the manager's just preparing. He could be still looking to leave, or could be going somewhere else, which we don't know, because the thing is, in the championship, that's where the most amount of moves happen at this stage of the window. How many teams you see change. They were talking about so much in commentary games I was watching, is a team could be completely different on the first week than it is the end of the month. So I wouldn't stress too much, but it was a disappointing week for the wingers. Who else? Ogbene done well, which I think 287 days out playing. Well, not what I played. He played a free season, but a competitive game, which is great to see him back playing. And we were in Bray on Friday night, which was good, but a lot of people were saying that Ogbene was their most dangerous player, but I don't know if it's like he was unbelievable. I think he just was their best player in an average performance. Who else is a winger that we have? Festy has got. I know he's not on that, but it has been an awful start to the qualifiers, so your Conference League against average teams. They've played 3 games and he's played a grand total of 0 minutes. It seems like he's the backup right back there for some reason now. I do see some of their comments saying that they want him to play and stuff, but like, why is he a backup right back in Istanbul? Like, it's a good level, but he should be at least starting for them or being one of their better players. Like, that's really, really poor. McAteer didn't start because Fatu is back from injury. People are forgetting how good Fatu was before he done his ACL last season, and he is their right winger. So McAteer is back on the bench. So it was a dreadful weekend for wingers. Tyler Goodrum probably the best one because he just played 87 minutes, but I don't think he's in contention because he signed a new deal at Oxford. Even Amaku, even for the strikers, Adamida had another Adamida weekend where he done and just Celtic fans just abused him. It's just Celtic fans are just. It's actually bad if you go. I feel bad because you go to Celtic. If you go look at the club's comments at halftime and full time, it's just abuse for Adamida. Well, it's not abuse. Sometimes it's like memes, but like it's like something was like Adamida's first touch. Yeah. It's like he's chasing a tenor. Interesting. I'm a bit worried for Sinclair Armstrong's situation. Only played 10 minutes, and he had a chance to score, which he didn't take. He looked a frustrated figure, I thought, when he came on, like a lad that wasn't too happy that he only played 10 minutes. And then Tom Cannon only getting 30 minutes. Actually, that Sheffield United and Bristol City game, John O'Shea was at that game. Certain winger was playing left wing for Sheffield United, Louis Barry, who has, as I've said multiple times, that he's going to play for Ireland. He's deleted all England posts on his Instagram, and he started following John O'Shea on Instagram, which was pointed out to me the other day. So yeah, I don't want to say he's officially playing for Ireland yet, but he's going to play for Ireland. So I think he'll hopefully be in the September squad. He's an excellent player, and he has another option to play on the left. He can play up front as well, but he's played since he's gone really into men's football. He's kind of played off the left, so he's a good option to have on the left. And he scores goals as well. He's a goal scoring left winger, which will be hopefully a big boost for the qualifiers. But yeah, I don't know what you thought of them forwards, Steve. Wasn't a great weekend.
No, it's poor. But other than Troy Parrott, doing very well for us. But as I think he really is going to have an excellent season. But look, it's the first. All joking aside, it's the first game of the season, so we need to see how it goes. But it is a bit worrying. Mikey Johnson, very worrying for me. But he could be on his way out. Hopefully he is. That boy's on form. He's lethal for Ireland. He's just no school winger. He gets right into the box, gets his cross in, and that guy can get you goals. Like especially against not so great opposition. He's just a very old school footballer, and I like that. But like Sammy Smolich, really, he also hasn't really hit the ground running for Ipswich either. So yeah, it's not a great start. It's very poor. But look, we have a fair bit to go.
Mikey Johnson, should he go back to Portugal?
He should go back. I mean, whatever gets him.
Yeah.
The championship. He's not fancying the championship. Get him into the Portuguese league. Get him somewhere just playing. You just want that boy flying, playing week in, week out, and happy because
I think
he's dangerous.
Sorry. I think actually, if Sinclair went to Portugal, I think he'd do really well. I know people think, maybe it mightn't suit him, but I think a league where someone is that physically dominant, that they could actually use their physical dominance as an advantage over players rather than playing in probably the most physically challenging league in the world, which really the championship is. I know Premier League kind of is a mixture of best technical, physical, but the championship is really physical, which you play to people's physical abilities. And I think that's kind of like what he mightn't get to show how physically dominant he is as much in the championship as he would do in maybe a Portugal or somewhere where they would probably try and play to his strengths a bit more. That's kind of become the problem in the championship. They all think they're Pep Guardiola disciples with a load of bang average players. If you've noticed, Dave, in the championship, but there's a lot of bang average players you see in the championship, and the managers think they're Pep Guardiola disciples, and they'll try and play it in the championship, and it's like you're just so tough on the eye to watch because you can't do anything with it because the players are they can't even pass with their good foot. Never mind trying to take a turn.
And then you see Rochdale. Was it Rochdale, the goalkeeper, where he passed it into his own net? It's like just play to your strengths, for God's sakes. All these lads trying to play out from the back. It's actually quite pathetic. Just football
Yeah,
teams just losing identity, really.
it's different with some. Like, say you're a Leicester at the top of the table, or you're Southampton or a Sheffield United, who are always going to have the best. Like, thing is, a lot of them have Premier League players playing the Championship. It's different because that's this level of Burnley last season. Like they had so many players who were too good for that level. But when you're like a Bristol City, or you're Preston, or you're like a Portsmouth, I'm not saying they all play that way, but if you try and play that way with them players they have, it's only going to get you so far, and it can end up getting you in trouble at the end of the day, because it's you're not playing to your strengths, which I think teams in England are starting to go away from. But that's just my little rant on, because I'm kind of sick of it. I'm sick of the Championship. I love watching it, but I'm sick of it.
Right. So speaking of rants, it is your time to rant now. And we're going to get to the comment section. Before we do, we just want to remind you, if you wouldn't mind, to subscribe to Lansdowne Roar here on YouTube. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. Head over to Facebook, Instagram, and our Twitter accounts. You can also like the video if you wouldn't mind. Head over to lansdowneroad.ie. And if you wouldn't mind also, if you want to get a little bit more roar for your book, I suppose. Is that a thing? You can head over to Lansdowne Roar Plus. The link is down below. For $4.99, you can get a little bit extra, where we have a World Football podcast. We have Roar Retro. This is the sort of thing that we do. Mick McCarthy's 96, 97. It is not just audio. It is also visual. We have when the English fans came over and smashed up Lansdowne Road 1995. We have all the footage there. We have news reports, all of that. Like, give it a go. Just give it a go. $4.99. Why not? It's a great way.
What else, Steve? If they don't care about watching the content, what else can they benefit from getting Lansdowne Roar Plus?
I was about to get to that, Connor.
All right.
But yeah, just give it a go. $4.99. Why not? And yes, another thing you can do, you will go into the drawer for this to win a Roma jersey. If you sign up for Roar Plus before the 31st midnight on the 31st of August, you will go into that drawer for free, and we'll do it live on the 1st of September. And also, if you want to donate to Head in the Game, in the link below, Connor, myself, and Martin have given €3 a piece, because any Irish player that scores in the top 5 leagues, basically, and the Championship, we will give €1. Of course, we have 3 goal scorers. That's €3 each. So we're already raising money. This is what we're doing this season. So it's all to play for this year on Lansdowne Roar. So if you haven't already, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Isn't that right, Connor? You don't want them to be illegal.
We'll get Martin back on, and no one wants that.
Nobody wants that. So yeah, you have been warned. Right, Connor, are you ready for the comments?
Oh, I am.
And just under 1,700 watching us live. Fantastic. Brilliant stuff. Right, let's get into the comments. Okay, so this section of the show is your section of the show. So you can ask us whatever you want. Keep it classy. No racism, no homophobia, that usual stuff. Let's talk whatever. Rory O'Connell, first opinion. Rory Hodge seemed to have played the whole game. Did you hear how well he played? Go on, Connor.
He done all right.
Just all right?
No, I done decent. Like, he don't have any complaints.
No complaints?
Yeah.
All right. He also asks, is it time for Ida to leave Celtic, as some of the stick he gets seems to be a bit harsh? Well, you were laughing about it, Connor.
Yeah, I'd like to see him get out of there. Because I actually, was it you I said to last week? He seems to either respond really well to the level he's at, or he will go down to the level of the opposition, if you get me. He just either plays at the level of the opposition. But yeah. Yeah, I hope he just more consistency.
Rory's got a few questions here, actually. Yeah, we did say you can ask what you want. Would Promise Amacheri be a player who may rise to a level good enough for the national team, Connor?
It's hard to say. Like, he's in League 2 this season, so it would take probably a big step up for him to get to the national team level.
There you go. Also, ask Rory, is Milanic Ali a left-sided forward? Could he be an option for left-sided player up front?
Yep, he is left-sided option. Yes.
Curtis at Sheffield United wasn't in the squad at the weekend. Is he injured or is he going out on loan?
He'll go out alone. I think it's because that's Twitter. I think that's all just gone together. I think that's the way it happens.
Okay. Rory Connell also asked, will Smollich be a possible backup as a number 10 if his ass is injured rather than be wasted on the left? I like what Rory's saying here, actually. He's my kind of guy. What you reckon, Connor?
Yeah. I think he's still playing on the left though. I think they'll just fit him into the team. I think he's type of player they'll just fit him in.
He's a different type of 11. Oh, sorry, he's a different type of 10, isn't he? Whereas Az is a bit more silky, where Smollich gets in behind the runners and gets in behind the defenders. Like, he's really just a scrappy, useful and clever footballer. And Rory Connell is last in his barrage of questions, but no, Rory, we appreciate it. What's the story with Baba Adiko at Wigan? An injury as he looked decent for the 21s. Connor?
Yeah, he was injured in pre-season. I think he should hopefully be back this week.
Nice one. Dennis Greno. I'm looking forward to listening to this podcast tomorrow, gents. Keep up the superb work. Thank you, Dennis. Of course, like Dennis, you can go back and watch it on YouTube, or you can head over to lansdowneroad.ie or wherever you get your podcasts and listen to an audio version. So, good man, Dennis. Kieran Leog. If Heimer plays 3-4-2-1, why can't Casey play as left wing back? Why not, Connor? Why can't he do it?
Don't know. I don't pick the team. I only pick the squad. I don't pick the starting 11.
Jesus.
But yeah, there's nothing. There's nothing really wrong with making that comment.
No. Okay. Also, and now that Troy Evan are in form, is Finn and Sammy competing for the other spot behind the striker, or will he be better off with Evan or Troy? Not both.
Evan I think we've seen in Luxembourg, it was a disaster with the two of them. Yeah, I don't like the two strikers together for Ireland. Unless it's Obafemi and Parrott, that brings back good memories versus Scotland.
4 years ago, Heimer thinks Ferguson, or 3 years ago, Heimer thinks Ferguson.
5 was it not? Was that 2020?
No.
Oh, it was 4. No, it was 4 because I remember actually it was like a 4 years ago today. I think I seen.
No, it was 2 years. It was 3 years ago.
You sure?
Positive. I was in the stadium, and I only got my press pass back in 2022. Nations League. Yeah. See, you see, folks. See, don't know what I did yesterday. Haven't got a clue when it comes to Irish football. Davey remembers. Joe Heimer thinks Ferguson is an attacking midfielder according to the last two camps. God knows what he's thinking. If any of them was a player to play deep, it's Parrott. Yeah, I've actually said that. I think he's more of a, he's our most informed goal scorer at the moment, but he is better playing deeper. Do you agree?
Mm-hmm.
Paul Doherty, thinking of you all. You've gone very quiet on me, Connor. What's going on?
No, I was just thinking. Okay. I was thinking, why is he thinking it? Is Everton okay with us?
Well, this will fire you up, Connor. Connor spoofing about John Kenny just for him to play 0 minutes to Celtic. Leave the football for actual strikers like Ida. Kenny will be back in the electricity where he belongs.
See, he's just disappointed that Kenny signed a new contract today till 2029. That's how highly they think of deciding to give him a new 4-year deal. He's probably under contract for longer than Adamida. John, I love the way he calls him John Kenny. That is Johnny, but Johnny Kenny. I'll tell you what, Ida's really under pressure now because there's 2 games of not playing well. I know they brought on the Japanese fella, the new fella over Kenny the other day, but it'll probably switch next week. And hopefully they'll start Johnny Kenny because I want to see Johnny Kenny. It's nothing against Ida. It's good to have 2 Irishmen actually battling it out for the number 9 shirt. But hopefully Kenny gets a fair run of games, is what I'd say.
Absolutely. The cream always rises at the top. Is that right, Connor? Ryan McDonald. Smollich was awful there. Ogbeni still looks fairly nifty now, though. And Taylor isn't good enough for Ipswich either. Jesus. So Rory having it, well, other than Ogbeni, like having a bit of a go there. Jack Taylor, not good enough for Ipswich, right? What's happening there, Connor?
I don't know. That's just what his opinion is. I don't know what you want me to do with that. It's just Rory's opinion.
I want you to sort it out, Connor. Get in there.
No.
lift the bonnet up, get in under
well,
it.
I didn't see the game on Friday night, so I can't make a fair judgment. I'm not like you judging players, but I've never seen them play once. And Selma Garcia McNulty. But yeah,
Why didn't you watch it why didn't you watch the game on Friday? I thought you were rev tracker.
I was at the Carlisle grounds.
Fucking disgraceful.
You forget that, did you? Is that what you forgetting why I didn't see it on Friday night?
Connor and I, we actually had a nice day out on Friday, Connor, didn't we?
Yeah,
Connor, you were driving. Yeah. We went to all the League of Ireland Premier Division grounds in Dublin. We just rocked up to Tala, rocked up to Richmond Park. Thank you to St. Pat's, by the way. We just gave a little knock on the door, didn't we, to let us in. They were the only club we asked, really. You know, so
but there was the only person we could really ask. It was only a club like Daily Mount. It was the centre about.
Yeah, and that's fine. You know, we they had their stuff going on. Shells, we just sort of walked in.
Yeah, Shells, we walked in. We're thinking if the gate's open, the gate's open. But yeah,
it was open.
Yeah, we've an exciting YouTube video actually. Hopefully, I don't know when it'll be coming, but it'll be coming soon.
Yeah,
we'll of that.
We'll definitely have that coming. And then, of course, we went to watch Bray against Cove Ramblers when they lost 2-0. And we're with our good friend James, who writes for the podcast. So, nice one. What about Scotland, TK?
He's on about for the goal, saying we don't care about Scotland. Don't know, we didn't want to include Scotland, to be honest. Just didn't want to include it, to be honest. Decided didn't want to. Don't really care about Scotland.
So Joe says, so that's Manning starting an attack next month and no one else is even playing.
I can't even disagree.
No, it is quite
soul destroying.
It is a bit. IFB Media. As a Corkman, I can readily admit that Bazuna will have a far better career than Kelleher, certainly for Ireland.
He always says, he's been saying this for 10 years, he hates Kelleher. He honestly hates Kelleher. He hates anyone from Cork. He just hates anyone from Cork. He's like that thing, just like someone in your own town that can do well to a certain level, but if they do better than him, he disagrees. He just hates, I don't know, he'll disagree with me here, but he hates everyone from Cork. He hates another Irish footballer that is very close with Adam Ida from Cork as well, and he'll hate more. He hates anyone from Cork. He just hates Cork. Watch, and he'll come back in the comments here and he'll go mad at me, but he knows he hates everyone from Cork, bar himself.
And yeah, Bazzini's nowhere near Kelleher, and I agree with Roy McDonald. IP Media Bazzini should just focus on staying fit for now. He's nowhere near Kelleher. Yeah, but absolutely. That's poor there from Bill. Joe, MJ is proving the Celtic doubters right. He is a little bit at the moment. Zed Leplin, I'm behind. Let me know when Dave stops intro shitting. Thanks, Ed Leplin. Tony in LA. Hi, lads. I try to be optimistic, but after the Luxembourg game and an underwhelming transfer window, I fear next month is coming too soon and we're out of friendlies. Surprised not Knight or Azaz have had any offers. Is Rocco Vata injured? So what's happened there? Lots to unpack there from Tony. How are you doing, Tony, by the way? Fantastic support as always. So
he's a lovely member.
He is.
A little badge beside his name. You get a little badge beside your name.
Yeah, he's a member. So if you want that, that's a Raw Plus, that little badge next to Tony. He's a fantastic supporter of the page. Just sign up for Raw Plus, $4.99 wherever you are. 1,800 of you watching us live here, by the way. Fantastic support on a Monday night. It has been quite bad. I do agree there with Tony. It hasn't been a good transfer window. We're a bit down at the moment, Tony, to be honest with you. Like, he is injured, but there was no offers. There was nothing clear cut. There was all this talk of Palace perhaps signing him. Jason Knight as well, just not really going anywhere, stuck down at Bristol. Is Rocavata, you mentioned, Connor, he's injured, but he's only out for a week, correct?
Yeah, he signed.
Yep. And TK says John Joe Patrick Finn didn't play any games. Any of the games gone. And he reckons the manager will play O'Dowda. I guarantee it now. And also, why is Colin O'Dowda not playing in the league? And then, of course, Joe responds, because he's shite. It's John Patrick Finn. We touched on it, Connor, didn't we? That he needs to get out of that club. The new manager doesn't fancy him. He's kind of going nowhere at the moment.
I didn't say he doesn't get out of the club. I just said it's just an underwhelming start to the season.
No, I'm saying he needs to get out of the club.
Okay,
get out of Stad Ram.
I think
I'm telling you,
to the end of the month. Give him to the end of the month.
Also, Matt Fitzpatrick asks, will Shelburne win? They're playing this week, aren't they? In Europe, they need to.
A draw would send them through.
Yeah, 2-1 winners in Croatia. Fantastic. Yeah, Martin. I reckon so. 1-0.
I think
1-0.
they'll draw. I think they'll draw 1-1.
That'd be huge. And then they have another round, is it?
That means they'll be guaranteed Conference League because they'll be into the playoff round for Europa League.
Amazing. So guaranteed Conference League group stage.
If they win.
If they win. Fantastic. John O'Mahony, will any of the 3 Irish Wrexham players play much this season, Connor?
No, I don't think so. Owen O'Connell didn't play the other day. Tom O'Connor wasn't even on the bench. And Jimmy Mack. Now, Jimmy Mack will play still a decent amount of minutes, I think.
Super sub,
because he's as a sub and like he's a left wing back, so probably be rotated at sometimes, but like he's not first choice there anymore. Yeah. And I think they're looking to sign another left wing back, or they did sign another one. But yeah. He only came on today because the Italian fella, did he get cramp or did he get injured? I can't remember either or, but yeah. I don't necessarily want it to be starting week in, week out because you know what's going to happen. He's going to call up to Ireland. Heimer's kind of flirted with it in the past, but not against Jimmy Mack. I just see different options playing there for us.
That's what I wanted to ask you, actually. With the dearth of options now, and Robbie Brady's injured, and anything happens to Ryan Manning, or does Jimmy Mack come back in? Does he get a call up? Does he come out of the cold for the Republic of Ireland?
If he gets the option, he wouldn't miss it for the world. But I just couldn't.
But you don't.
No, it's a bit depressing.
But you don't want that.
No, he should only pick 2 left backs anyway for the squad. Don't want to see if Brady's fit, Brady, O'Dowd, and Manning all picked. I think that's a pretty ridiculous thing to do. But yeah, there's always a chance with him because he would take a cap in the morning if he offered it to him. But God, I just hope not for the future. I know we've Sean Rowan and Teo are both playing League One. We don't know how we see the next comment about Alex Murphy, but he'd probably go out on loan as well. Go on, read that.
Yeah, Kieran Leog there saying Alex Murphy 45 minutes versus Spanish Giants. Can he play left back role Heimer wants?
Yeah, he definitely can play left back, and he's done quite a bit pre-season, and he's good there. But I think he played centre half the other day against Madrid. I think he came on. Did he come on for Botman? I think so. I think he played centre half. Someone, if they watch the match, if they know better, I think he came on for Botman. So I think he plays centre half. So, he'd probably go out loan. I'd say. I don't know what level, because I know we went to League One for the second half of last season. Will he go back there, or will he go to Championship, or go abroad even? But maybe he could even be the backup left back. Backup even centre half at Newcastle because he's a very good player. But yeah, just the thought of Jimmy Mack at left back for Ireland's kind of put me in a downer again.
TK says he better move, Alex Murphy, and then Joe says Newcastle fans want Matt Targasol and Murphy as the backup left back. Martin Fitzpatrick, do you have tickets for Oasis, Dave? I don't, Martin. Which one? The one in Dublin or the one in London? I'm in
Dublin. I think Dublin's over, isn't it? Is it not Dublin tomorrow? Not tomorrow, this weekend?
I think it was yesterday. Was Dublin. I have no idea. But no, I have no tickets for any of the shows. TK says, thank God. Do you, Martin, by the way, do you have tickets for Rolling Stones for Oasis? TK, thank God Rolling Stone is not here. I think up the Billy. Up the Billy.
I think because of Rolling Stone, I think Lennon Miller signed for Udinese, like I seen.
Really?
Yeah, I think he's going to Udinese, so Rolling Stone would be delighted. By the way, did you see Rolling Stone's reply to the 5 breakout Irish players? If anyone didn't see that, if the 5 Irish breakout players that we recorded and it's up on the channel, Rolling Stone gave me an essay, a full-on essay in response, complaining about me, complaining about my pundit. You don't, Dave, you won't want to read out because it literally would take you 10 minutes. About my punditry. My punditry, I think his name is Greengrass, let me call it. Punditry and my my optimism surrounding young Irish players. He does not feel the same, to put it lightly. He just goes on a big tangent for a 5-minute rant.
One paragraph, two paragraphs, three paragraph, four paragraphs. That's a big fucking paragraph. Oh my god! Another thing I've noticed about Connor's punditry is that it reflects his taste in comedy. Seriously, Connor, you should say your favorite comedy is Damo and Ibra. I don't blame you for stooping so low or stopping so low in your comedy taste because there is no alternative. Now, comedy like football and music today is substandard crap. Holy Jesus! I mean that's it there. Like, if you can
Yeah.
see that, like that's just.
You see my reply to it?
I'm not reading it. Come on, Rolling Stone. Connor, he's a millennial. He's not going to read that.
No, I'm not reading all that, bro.
If it doesn't, if it doesn't fit on a postage stamp, that's it. Connor's attention is just gone. 1888, watching us. Celtic. 1890 now. That was the year Celtic performed. Sorry, Connor. Were you going to say something there?
No.
Oh,
I wasn't, no.
All right. Joe, Leicester have a good few players that will be leaving, surely. Ayew and Alcunis. I wouldn't worry about McAteer. McAteer is a very good player and really come into his own. But that lad, what was the name of the lad that plays his positions? Oh, Jesus, that goal he scored. He's just energy.
He's class. He's just a good player. He's just a really good player.
Yeah, I agree. TK asks, will Alan Brown stay with Sunderland? I think so.
I think so.
Earning that, isn't he? I don't blame him. Not having a go at the lad. And if he plays a minute, he's a Premier League footballer. Fair play to him. Greg Lockie, another subscriber for the Lansdowne Roar Plus. That Ipswich and Birmingham match was atrocious. Free after free after free. Seemed to be quite ill-tempered, didn't it? And the guy running on trying to smack Jack Taylor.
Yeah. Oh, that was funny. That was very funny.
Bit of crack there, really, wasn't it?
It didn't. Well, it was stupid. It was a ridiculous thing to try and do, but Jack Taylor wasn't hurt, and he seemed to make a bit of a joke on it in his Instagram after, so we can joke about it ourselves. But yeah, it was funny. But it was imagine doing that.
And Greg Lockie, and thank you, Greg, for your support. By the way, fantastic stuff. The first 3-4 games of the league are always tough to watch, aren't they? Then to get into it, then kind of September. Mid-September, then the football gets a little bit more flowing, shall we say. AX2, Barry Smash League 2, then Smash League 1. Wouldn't be surprised if he did the same to the Championship. He's at the right club to do it. Villa thinks he's a future Premier League player, and he continues. It isn't really hard to make this Ireland as an attacker at this moment. Score a goal or two before September, and he's in. And he's not wrong, is he?
No. But he was actually Hull were going to sign him permanently in the summer before the PSR thing, or before they got banned, because Villa need PSR or whatever money, and he would have been, obviously because he's an academy player there, they would have got all profit from it. But probably better off for Villa's sake that he's gone on loan to Sheffield United for a year. Team will be a lot better, and if he does well there, he'll probably get a chance or Premier League move or go up with Sheffield United. So yeah. He definitely have, but yeah, AX_2 is spot on. Yeah, score a goal or two, and he's guaranteed probably to be in the squad.
Yep, Joe says sell that to Milenic Ali.
That is true. That is true. He should have.
That is true.
Yeah, I know. Is whatever he said about anyone who finishes the season in May, he wasn't going to pick him, but it was a bit.
Why not have a look? Why not just have a look at him and say, why, make the road so narrow for yourself? Just say, you know what, I'm going to have a look at this guy. Why not? What? Just the lad wasn't full of energy, he was. And
they got they got relegated. It could have played a big thing, and then maybe get the move. Maybe someone might still come in from because he's a really good player, but it could have made a huge difference.
Yeah, Karen Yog, Dennis Sirkin follows John O'Shea too. I didn't know that.
Yeah, but he's followed him for EHS. I think that's the Sunderland link. Just think it's the Sunderland connection there. And Dennis Sirkin can play. Go on, but anyway.
No, go on.
No, because someone else asked about it. We'll go to it later when someone else goes to
it. Joe says, surely he's a bit old on Instagram. And Joe continues, I think he sat watching this too. I hope so.
Fairness, the Ireland squad does reflect me a lot when my selections. And as I said, I do pick the squad.
Not the starting lineup, though, as you said. TK then says Damien McGrath should never ref a Sligo game ever again. Yesterday's red card was not the only shit decision towards Sligo. Any match he refs of them, he is shit. I didn't see it fully. You were giving out about Patrick McLean, James McLean's brother, getting sent off, and then they went on to lose the game.
That's what he's referring to.
Oh yeah. So like,
It's the worst red card I've ever seen. It's
really
an absolute scandalous decision. How that could be considered last denying a clear goal scoring opportunity, and it got overturned today, which never really happens in the League of Ireland with red cards. Ridiculous decision. Referee should hang his head in shame, really, in my eyes. Disgraceful. Like, I don't really like saying about referees because they get enough stick anyway, and like there's no benefit pile on top. But oh my god, it was an absolute horrendous decision. And it did kill the match. Pats just went and tore them apart in the second half.
Sorry, I said Shelburne today, so I meant to say Pats. I was going to go to that game actually, but I couldn't get out of what I was doing. Just up the road. Yeah, that was pretty bad. Owen Kavanagh. Play Jacob Bryan left back if he needs be. Would you play him as a left back?
No. That's our collie saying that.
Hey, Collie.
That's his real name.
Sorry, yeah. Why aren't you down as Collie on this? How are you doing, Collie? Hope you are well. It was good to see you down.
That's a ridiculous thing to say. We don't want to play left back.
There he is there. Yeah, Collie, good man. It was good to see you on Friday down at the Carlisle grounds. Very nice. I tell you what, I was mad when I got back on my birthday, actually. It was my birthday on Saturday. And I got home and actually watched Michael Collins on RTE. Have you seen the Michael Collins movie with Liam Neeson?
No.
Ah, Jesus, it's brilliant. The scene with Bloody Sunday of 1920. It's actually a horrible scene, but not as bad as what really happened. It was actually filmed in the Carlisle grounds. I didn't even know that was on. I said it to James, and James like, really? Because yep, this is where that scene is filmed, here in the Carlisle grounds. And and the movie just happened to be on. I didn't even know it was on. I don't have a TV guide or anything. And Owen says, you too, Dave. Always a pleasure. Good man, Collie. And then he says to you, he can play anywhere, you red nut.
I'll catch him in Armenia, but he cannot play anywhere. He can play anywhere but left back. But yeah, no, we can play Jacob Bryan right back at centre half. He'll probably be on the bench. Colley's just sad because he hates Darragh O'Shea because Darragh O'Shea plays over Jacob Bryan. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting now who start. It'd be interesting if Jacob Bryan starts playing centre half, which I don't think he will next weekend. But will Mr. Halgrimson consider playing him centre half Ireland over Darragh O'Shea because of being in the championship, or will he just stick with his tried and tested Collins and O'Shea?
Yeah, well, who knows? And AX2, how will Sirkin get on in the big leagues? Of course, he makes his Premier League debut.
Probably won't.
Saturday. Probably won't. No, if he does, he'll get an England call up. That's for sure.
He's not going to play for him. They've signed 2 left backs. He's not going to play. They signed Masuaku and Renialdo. They used to be at Athletic Madrid. He's not going to play. He's just not going to play, to be honest.
He's just not going to play.
He did very poor second half last season. He probably could switch to Ireland. He probably will, but people going on about Dennis Sirkin like he's the second coming of Roberto. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Second coming of Carlos. Like he's just a decent player. Like I'd rather him. No, I wouldn't rather him than James McLean come back in because James McLean's actually a proud Irishman. But like in terms of ability wise, I'd probably rather bring him in McLean. But no, I'd rather pick up McLean still.
Dreadful. Absolutely dreadful. Right. Well, that is it for this week's Lansdowne Roar. A nice tidy one. Quiet night here tonight.
I wonder why. Who wasn't in the comments?
Yeah. Rolling Stone take. Well, I mean,
he's out celebrating. He's in Italy celebrating.
Yeah, he took all his energy out on you on YouTube.
We've got to actually say, because someone actually said it in the comment about Corey and Daba. The problem is because if he starts playing in Syria, he's gonna start 1 game before the squad's announced. That's the problem. Like that's probably just too soon to get picked. Like 1 game is not a lot because he makes his debut. He's either 23rd or 24th whatever, Roma. It could be in the same day. I don't know if it is not. But then the squad's going to be announced the next week. So, like, there's no benefit, really. Maybe he could get on standby, but I just don't think he'll be picked after playing one game.
But the boy at Lecce.
Yeah.
They're away to Genoa 5:30 on the Saturday. They're in the Giuseppe Meazza. Is that the
De Rossi?
Oh, sorry. I'm getting confused. That's the one.
No, you're not. I just said Giuseppe De Rossi. It's not Giuseppe De Rossi. Don't worry.
No. Hold on. Genoa play. They shared the ground with Sampdoria. That's where we That's where we got through to the quarterfinals.
How did you know? When we researching when Lecce were playing Genoa?
Sadio Luigi Ferrari. I like to be prepared, Connor. I like to have my just in general.
Did you do that today, or when did you search that up?
Why do you want to know?
No, just curious because it's not something people usually Google is when the Lecce play the first league game.
No, I just put in. We've got we've got a bit of Irish interest in Italy, so I thought I'd have the fixtures in front of me to see when they start up. So yeah, I did my homework, Connor. You cheeky bastard. But anyway, yeah. So there.
I don't really do any homework.
No, it's all up there, Connor, isn't it?
Yeah, it's all up there.
Right. Anyway.
I was just going to say it's probably just it is. I don't. Do you agree with me? Do you think it'll probably just be too soon? Probably one weekend, unless he tears it up and does really well. He might be on standby, but
yeah, unless it's a massive injury, unless it's a massive injury problem, he won't give him a chance. I don't think. He's got his favourites. He knows who he wants at this stage, and that's what he'll say. Oh, it's too soon. Same as Samuel Garcia McNulty. He should have really got a go. I know I keep going on about it, but that's what I mean. Like that was the perfect opportunity to give him a chance. Excuse me, in that game, and he never did. So he likes to stick to his favorites. So, but anyway, listen, we're gonna leave it there. Kind of thank you very much. Thank you very much for watching at home as well. If you haven't already, please do subscribe to the YouTube channel. Head over to the Facebook, Instagram, and our Twitter account. 2,000 of you watching us tonight. 1,994. To be exact. A great year as well, USA 94. Just saying it there, Connor. But
does that mean we're qualifying for the World Cup?
Nope. But brilliant support as always. And if you want to support us a little bit more, head over to Lansdowne Roar Plus. There it is in the comments below. Sorry, it's in the description below, and it costs you $4.99. Whatever country you're in, that's the currency, $4.99. And you can get a bit of extra content. You get Raw Retro. You also get a World Football State of Play. You get a World Football podcast. And you also get to go in for this draw to win a Roma jersey. If you sign up before the 31st of August, midnight the 31st of August, you go into that. Head over to Facebook, Instagram, and our Twitter. Head over to lansdowneroad.ie if you want opinion and you want an audio version of this podcast as well. Connor, I think that's it. We're going to say goodnight to the Roar faithful. Last words. Yeah, we're gonna do
2,000 on now. So thanks to everyone who's on the 2,000. But yeah, my final words are: I miss Prendy. Bring back the dynamic duo. Get you going again. But no, my final words are: I'll see you. I don't know, tomorrow maybe, if we're doing the League of Ireland tomorrow. That might be up tomorrow or up on Wednesday. But
that hurts my feelings, Connor. I'm just going to say that.
I'm sorry.
You brought me there. Anyway, right. Well, he's Connor McAvoy. I'm David Dunn. This is Lansdowne Roar Live. You're all bloody lovely. We're going to see you in the next one. Don't forget, we will have League of Ireland. We will also have State of Play. We'll have a load of stuff coming up this week. So stay tuned. Good night. God bless.